your monthly showcase of local talent where we dive deep in the heart of Farmville's creative scene. Still working on that beginning a little bit, but today I am joined by I was going to say a fellow musician, but that would imply that I play music myself. No, we are joined today by a rising star in the country music scene in Farmville. His name is Nick Bird. He wears a cowboy hat and looks pretty cool wearing it too. Nick, why don't you say hi to the audience?
What's going on, everybody?
How's it going, Nick?
You doing all right? How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you were able to make it today. I'm very excited to have you, and I think this is going to be a great episode. Let's start it off. What did you do today?
I worked on a few music. I went live stream this morning.
Okay, yeah.
And then started working on some songs and getting ready for it this afternoon.
That's very cool. Give me just 1 second, Nick. I forgot to hit record on my camera real fast. I'll be right back if you want to fill the, yeah. All right, and we're back. That is the most amateur thing I've done all day. Oh, boy. But, hey, Nick, I'm glad to have you here. And, I met you at the open mic at Press Club. I was just out hanging around, just hanging out, listening to some music live. And then I started hearing what sounded like Elvis Presley. But it was not Elvis Presley. It was you, Nick. And you were on stage swinging your hips with the guitar doing an Elvis. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know people could just do Elvises like that.
It takes a long time and a lot of hours of watching the movie.
Even talking, you even had that southern twang of the Elvis.
Oh, yeah. You gotta watch the movie of the Elvis show and the Elvis movie, man. It shows a lot, and you can learn from it.
Yeah. Well, Nick, let me ask you, where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Currituck County, North Carolina, out on the eastern shore. As far as east you can get. If you go any more east, you're going to drown in the ocean.
Oh, boy. That's pretty east.
Oh, yeah. Hope you can swim.
Yeah. And so you grew up in North Carolina, and did you have was your family, musically talented at all?
No. I'm first and only.
First and only.
Yes.
Oh, so you're just stomping it. Nobody else after you.
Nobody that I know of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
No uncles that could play the banjo really well or anything like that?
No, sir.
Wow. So what did you guys do during the holidays? You just stood around with not your instruments because nobody...
Well, I stood around the bonfire jamming out with me and my brother. My brother picked up a little bit later on, and so we love to do it back and forth, duets in church especially.
So your brother can sing?
He can't sing. He's the only one I'll let behind the mic with me singing.
Okay, well that's good. It's good to have somebody like that in your life that you can trust behind the mic.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice.
And not too many people get that privilege.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it takes I'm sure you have to have some sort of real flow with the person to be
able to have
a
connection.
Connection, exactly. That deep rooted, and the fact that he's your brother, you not only have that emotional connection, you have that bloodline connection. It's in the blood to
and that's the best part,
duet.
Man. Yeah.
That's great, man. That's great. And so, when did you pick up your first instrument, Nick?
I was 4 years old, and my grandma started paying for me to take piano lessons. And I played strictly in church growing up. And I was piano, and I took lessons for about 5 years to 6. Stopped, and I taught myself the guitar. If you can play the chords on a piano, you can do the same thing on a guitar. And after that, I took off with it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. How difficult is it? Because I still have yet to learn how to play an instrument, even though I've tried many a times. And chords are foreign to me. It's not. It's like concepts in my mind. They're not even concrete things.
It helps if you got an ear.
Yeah. Okay.
It really does. If you can hear it and you can magically make it happen with your fingers, that's something a lot of people don't have nowadays.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
I don't even know, being honest with you. It's just some people got it, some people don't, and then it's a plus. It really helps you out a lot. You don't got to go through all the fundamentals, and you don't got to go through the songwriting process and the song reading. It's just a lot of lyrics and a lot of chords and a lot of notes. So it's a big step to skip. So
sounds like it. And so you started young with the piano. When did you start to pick up the guitar?
I was probably 14, 13 years old, and I started playing the guitar.
Okay, all right. And so 13, what kind of... Was there a certain music genre that
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash
and Elvis Presley was the two I grew up on, and that's how I learned the guitar. I bought a CD from Cracker Barrel with Johnny Cash, the I Walk the Line, and I would listen to it all day,
wow,
all night.
Oh,
Learned how to strum. I learned how to strum like he did. I learned how to get that, swing.
Yeah, you get the sway. You literally you embody these people, like both
what
Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley. Like people listening over the air, you can't see this, but if you look at Nick's eyes, he literally embodies both the depression of Johnny Cash and there's just the total charisma of Elvis Presley in one being. It's really unique. It's really,
what can you do? What can you do different and put in your own style?
Exactly, and you do
learn
that
it from everybody and make it your own.
I think it's beautiful that because like how great art is made in my mind is again my opinion, but like I feel like you gotta start off with first like looking up to somebody.
Right.
Like that's really the inspiration. That's like the flicker, the flame, and then from there you build your own. You take some, you build your own. It's just a beautiful process. And when did you start? When did you know, Nick? You were like, I gotta take this.
So I wasn't allowed
on the road.
I wasn't really allowed to sing, anything but gospel. So I kind of played my dad because he is a pastor, and I learned the "I Was There When It Happened" song. And the first time I played it in church, I grew dressed in black, strictly in black, and I played it, strummed it, and sang it just like Johnny Cash. And after that, I had so many people say, You need to take
this seriously.
So every time I go into the church, everybody's like, the man in black, Johnny Cash, come on up. So it's just something that's always followed me. Why not make it a career?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. When I was a kid, I used to take cards to church, like a deck of playing cards, and it would be like 25 cents for a card trick, and I would get money, but from people at church. I don't know.
I hope it went to the offering, right?
No, I don't think any of it did.
Come on.
Well, I'm sorry, man. Well, I was.
Hey, at least you were in church.
I had my own hustle, that's the thing. But it's interesting how that started from because I feel like you can be really good at music, but if you don't have like a support group or like a home base to come to, it's very generous that your church was so wanting you to succeed in this and kind of like encouraging you to kind of take this to the next step.
Right.
So that's great, Nick. And so we're kind of bouncing around a little bit. I like to keep it loose, and that's just me. But so let me ask you this, Nick. I want to ask you. Sorry, my mouth is getting dry from the coffee. I had a lot of black coffee. I want to ask you, when was the first show you did that was not for family or church? Like just a show of total strangers.
It was.
How old were you?
It was last year, so it was 20.
Wow.
I was 20.
Fresh.
Yeah. It was in Rosewood in Victoria, Virginia. That was my first professional show I did.
How did that feel?
It was great.
That's great.
It was like I made my mind up after that night. That's what I was going to do and what I was going to chase. It's a different feeling. It's something you love to do. And, not too many people get to wake up every day and work and love what they do.
Exactly. And it's a shame, too. A lot of people are living miserable lives.
Right.
Some people are living happy lives. But, but I know what you mean. That, for the person who hates what they're doing.
To go to work.
Yeah, that's a special feeling not everybody gets to enjoy, unfortunately. Well, guys, I did want to mention again, you are listening to the Farmville Spotlight. If you're just tuning in now, we have Nick Bird here, an Elvis/Johnny Cash combination. It's like the love child of both Elvis Presley and Johnny Cash. I'm sorry, I don't want to keep comparing you to these people, but it's just I love that style. I love it. And I do want to mention if the phone lines are open. If you want to call in with a question for Nick and anything like that, you can call in at 434-394-0924. Let the dogs out, And you can use that number 434-394-0924 to call in and ask Nick a question. But we're gonna get back to it, Nick. So when you did that show for the first time, was it Rosewood?
Yes, sir. Rosewood, Victoria.
You knew in your mind that you were like, "This is it. Yep. This is what I have to pursue." Yeah. Wow. What were the next steps from that experience? Like after the night, you're filled with adrenaline, I'm sure.
The next step was, what can I do to be better? So they loved that, and that's not my best.
Yeah.
What can I do to make them, even want to come back more? More like, okay, so I messed up over here and there and that. Okay, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna rock it out. So I just stay grinding on it, man. And every night, it's every night thing for me, if not all day.
Staying grounded and just
staying grounded and just
staying humble,
learning and staying humble, man.
Yeah.
If you got to stay humble in this business,
mm-hmm.
you know, you really do.
Yeah.
Don't let the famous stuff get you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. And how do you practice staying grounded?
I have my days. Oh,
yeah, we do have a caller, but continue.
I have my days, man, and I ain't gonna lie. I deal with a lot of mental health issues myself, and so there are my days where I just don't want to do it. But I hop on my TikTok, and I got my own social media family that they keep me grounded, man.
That's beautiful.
For real.
That's beautiful.
And if it wasn't for them, I'd be screwed.
Well, we have a caller on hold, so we're going to put them on. Caller, you're on the air. Hold on 1 second. All right, caller, you're on the air now.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. This is Rough Dog from TikTok.
Oh, nice.
What's going on, Rough Dog?
Hey, I just wanted to ask him a question. What's Nick's main aspiration in music?
My main inspiration in music. I wouldn't even say I got one. I listen to a lot of people. But if I would have to go to songwriting, I do a lot of songwriting off Zach Bryan because he's a storyteller.
Interesting.
So when I do writing, I try to focus on Zach Bryan songs, but I really don't got nobody in the music world that I would look up to like that.
Yeah.
Well, your main goal, when you reach the pinnacle of what you're looking for in the music industry, what is the pinnacle to you? What would be the ultimate pinnacle, the high point?
Okay, my high point. I want to get around with Nickelback. Like I want to get around his range, and I'd be happy with myself.
You want to get around Nickelback's range?
Yes.
You have to leave now, Nick. I'm sorry. You have to.
I want that range, man. I want that range.
I'm sorry, but you have to leave now. I'm kidding. Sorry.
Drop the mic.
Oh boy! Wow, I did not know that.
Yes, and it's just because after an hour, my voice, I get that rasp out.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. Well, caller. I'm sorry.
Nick, you have all my support, and man, I love what you're doing. Keep strong, keep the faith, and keep positive, and keep going in that direction. I believe in you, man.
I appreciate it, Rough Dog. Thank you so much.
All right, brother.
All right, thanks.
Y'all take care.
Thank you, Rough Dog. Appreciate you calling in. All right, that was Rough Dog from TikTok.
Yes, I got a huge TikTok family.
Well, that's great. If you guys want to call in and ask Nick a question yourself, 434-394-0924 is the number. But really, Nickelback, Nick, we got to discuss this.
I know you were talking about Johnny Cash and Elvis, but if I wanted my range to where the point I'd be satisfied, I'm done practicing on it. I want that Nickelback range.
I literally thought you were going to say like Nickelback, or
I did.
I know, but like Johnny Cash or Elvis Presley is like the pinnacle of like the music genre, or like what your style entails. I thought you were going to say one of those.
It's different. I don't even really got. It's my own unique style. If that makes sense.
Of course,
I couldn't say I take everything from a little bit of everybody and make it my own, and that's what I guess would make me stand out. Interesting.
When did you get into Nickelback?
Right when I started listening to Rockstar and watching his concert, seeing all them girls go crazy.
Yeah. Is there? Well, that's. I mean, in a way, in a sense, that you are like that. You have that rock star mentality, which is great. Like I think it's a good thing to have those because it's important, and you kind of just like generate it from yourself. It's not even like there's nothing sustaining that other than you because you have that in you.
Yes.
Which is very. I mean, that's commendable.
And when you got that in your back pocket, and you can switch from Elvis and Johnny Cash to a totally different person.
It's definitely a talent.
That's different,
Yeah, wow. And we didn't even talk about your songwriting, Nick. And I do want to tease something, if that's okay. I would like to tease that today, before the show ends, you are going to debut?
Yes.
Is that right? An original song
I am.
About how you got into music. Songwriting.
It's my very first song I've ever written.
This is a special moment. This is a very, very big moment. I'm serious though. Stay tuned for that. I really, really can't wait. So how long have you been doing songwriting for? That's my question. Since you're writing a song, or you wrote a song about songwriting, How long have you been doing it for,
So
roughly?
I attempted to do it a couple years ago, and it never really worked out for me.
Was that before the show in Rosewood?
Yes.
So you were like doing this when you were still going to church,
right? And
like,
I'm just hobbying and just trying to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah.
You know, not knowing that's what I was going to do, but it's always something I've always been doing, hobbying wise.
Yeah.
And so it's never really worked out for me until I learned you gotta be in that mindset. You have to. For me, it was rock bottom. I hit rock bottom so low it became my home. And songwriting, I turned my emotions of what I actually felt like, because I can't talk to nobody about it. That's not me. But I'll make you feel it through a song.
Yeah.
So I put all my emotions into a piece of paper, and I came out with the song that I wrote, and it got me through a lot of situations, and it helped so many people. And I made my mind up, if I can help somebody through a situation that I went through, let's go.
Interesting. I'm going to ask you a question kind of out of left field that just came to me. So,
Right.
you know how like you said, you wrote the song, you would like sing it to yourself and just kind of like just sing it, and it kind of release that emotion, right?
Right.
Just that sort of just like pent up like feelings. You know, sometimes in life people get emotionally constipated, and there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Oh,
but
no,
you
I don't
just
get
feel
constipated.
it. Well, yeah, emotionally speaking. But like,
Right.
you know how like I want to say like Eastern religions, they have like mantras, like things that they say,
Right.
and just kind of repeat, and it's like a spiritual thing. Do you think like songwriting, in some sense, I'm not saying it's exactly like repeating a mantra, but in some sense where you're kind of saying these things out loud to kind of get it out of you, do you think it has like a spiritual benefit?
It does.
Okay.
I personally believe that it's in you for a reason, and and there is a verse in the Bible, and what is in your heart is going to come out your mouth.
Yeah, that's clear as day.
So yeah.
Wow.
Whether it be nice or dirty, it's coming out.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's
Yeah.
from inside of you, deep, and you're releasing it through the air so other people can hear it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful process. We have another caller, by the way, so we're going to take that real fast.
Okay.
Caller, you're on the air.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be. What am I on the air for?
We're on the air. We're doing a show, the Farmville Spotlight, with Nick Bird, and
and I'm missing it. I haven't been able to listen. I was actually going to call and ask the question. I will call back because I want you to do that show.
Okay.
I'll tune in. Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good day, ma'am. All right, that was somebody who had her number and accidentally called, which happens. It does happen, you know, from time to time. So I hope that person's doing well. Nick, I do want to ask you about how was it a difficult transition, because like obviously you grew up in a household where your father was a pastor, so obviously a man of God.
Yes.
And obviously as an aspiring musician, that could cause, I want to say, some like, not quite hostility, but you know, you're butting heads.
Yeah.
You know, you're not agreeing on things. There's a sort of frustration with that, and like it's unspoken too. You don't even have to. It's the fact that, hey, I'm your son, and I'm doing this thing, and he's over there. He's not wanting you to do this, or maybe he wants you to do it, but just in a different way, like his own way.
Well, no, I got his full support. I got my whole family.
Was it
support.
always like that?
But no, it was not always.
Let's talk about that. That's a really interesting. I find that
me and him got into it a few times, and it's just he always wanted the best for me, and he's really hard working. So always have a 9 to 5. You know, and if I'm the type of person, I gotta have one thing at a time. I can't be doing multiple things, running around with my head cut off. You know, so I try to focus on one little thing. So if I have a 9 to 5, that's going to cut my time into practicing, better myself, self-advertising, booking. It's really cutting the time. So if I want to do this for a living and I really want to make it, you need to give it to your all, 24/7, 7 days a week.
I totally agree. Yeah,
and sometimes you just got to take and run with it, no matter what the consequences. You will butt heads with family situations, with your relationships, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Stay single in this business. Heads up, everybody.
Really?
Stay single in this business. It's not easy.
Have you tried balancing? It's okay to talk about it. If you're okay. I mean,
go for it. Yeah, I don't care.
How was that like?
It was great. I have nothing bad about to say anything. She's a great girl, but it's just, both of us got to work on the same thing.
Absolutely.
To better yourselves.
It's a difficult thing. You're totally doing something that's like a very, it's a solo journey.
Right. And if you can't make yourself happy, you can't make somebody else happy. And this thing right here, you
can't be happy until you get to that.
I'm at the point where I'm not happy unless I'm at the top of that ladder, and I'm not trying to bring anybody else down.
You can't have somebody holding onto your ankle while you're trying to climb up.
And so it was just, it's easier to cut ties, but don't cut him in
Did
the wrong
it end amicably?
Yeah, like we still friends,
That's
and
good.
I still want
That's
the best for it, like
Yeah.
always, like for real.
Now this might sound crazy. Do you love this woman?
Love is a very strong word.
Yes, yeah.
And yes, I would say yes, because I mean, we had bad and rough times, but that girl was there for me through my darkest times.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. And so with her family too, you know, and just because we're not on the terms we was on, that doesn't mean I hate you for it. And I'm going to talk bad behind your back. No, I want the best for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, even if she called me randomly, I'd still pick up the phone. What you need? Are you okay? You know, but it's nothing like it's going to be until I hit that point where I'm satisfied with myself.
Yep.
And I got a good foundation.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, now do you ever like foresee maybe in the future that you guys like will come together?
I mean, she's still on my phone for a reason. Yeah. So I mean, I see something later on in life, but not right now. No.
Oh, do you think by writing a song about her that might reach out to?
I mean, it could. I've already wrote like 4 or 5.
Wow.
I mean, I just don't ever play them.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, that ain't the one I'd be going around and playing to.
Yeah,
I'll send it to her privately. Yeah,
it's gonna be tough. Well, guys, again, you're listening to the Farmville Spotlight live right now in downtown Farmville. The phone number to call in if you have a question for Nick Bird, the great country musician in Farmville. The phone number is 434-394-0924. Again, just feel free to call in. We're here. We're talking music and just the journey, I guess, that is music. And so, I mean, I know we did tease your song that you wrote. So when did you write that song?
I wrote this song 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And it's just been kind of sitting in the back burner for a little bit.
I mean, I don't go and play it at bars and nightclubs because it's not a nightclub and bar song. This is more to help somebody that's dealing with, you know, suicidal thoughts, mental health issues, depression, you know, somebody that's really been at rock bottom and don't know where to go. I want this song to say, hey, look, I was in your shoes and look at me now. I did not quit. And that song, it just comes out. It tells you about that girl's life and what happened and how I felt and what I did. Yeah. And what I did was not the professional way. And I'm not scared to tell anybody that. So I put it in a song.
Wow. That's great, Nick. That's great. That's gotta be difficult, I'm sure. And when you're writing a song, do you have like I don't want to say the word method, but you know, do you have like a ritual? I feel like a ritual is a better word to describe.
I'm still trying to figure out my own way, I'm still trying to take advice and tips. But what I've been doing is I find a song with a nice beat and I'll try to get the tempo right. I also go look and find a song on the topic that I'm trying to make my point across of, you know, what the song needs to be about. And then I'll try to, for a second, I'll kind of mimic what he's doing, interact, and then I'll switch his words around and make it my own. And then when I'm done with it, I'll take what I just copied down and then I'll read about it, think about it for a couple of days, couple of weeks maybe, come back to it, and I'll rewrite the whole thing, but that's my foundation, what I need to say. So it's really, I'm all over the place with it. Yeah. And so I don't really got a set foundation yet when it comes to songwriting. I'm just out and about trying to do it. It's really mostly emotions turned into lyrics. And most of my songs are really, I got 2-bar songs that make everybody happy, jump around. The rest of them are just here to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Let me ask you this now, because I find it interesting writing music, like writing anything, poetry, whatever it is, you know, it comes from a place and everybody has their different ways and methods, and it's, you know, it's not the same for everybody. Right. Now, I know like a lot of comedians, how they write material is they'll be just doing, like, going to the grocery, just like living life, and then like something will just pop into their head and they're like, that's funny, and then they write it down on a note. Now, let me ask you, Nick, for songwriting, is it something where you sit down and you intentionally do it, or is it something where you're doing something, you're in the middle of something, and then just the perfect words come to you, and you're like, I have to write this down? You know what I mean? I
wish it was that easy. But heads up for everybody, keep you a little recorder or a little notepad. You got a phone nowadays in your notes. lyrics going to come to you at the worst times. You can be like plumbing, electrical work, construction, and you be hands full. And them lyrics, you need to write them down as music because you will not remember
forget
them.
Yeah, they'll go back up and
it's very easy to lose track of what you're trying to get a point on. So like record it as soon as it comes out, write it down somewhere, or record it on your phone. That's the best advice because, like you said, they're not going to stay in your mind.
Yeah,
it's come and gone.
It's difficult. It's difficult to keep that kind of because it's so natural and it's so passive.
Right, and now
like
some people can just sit down and write songs all day, and it comes to them like that. And I wish I had that talent, but that's no sir. Language is not my go-to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Bob Dylan, as far as I know, he gets high and then he sits in a room and he's like,
I can relate to kind of what
Bob
he's
Dylan,
saying. Getting the right mindset, man.
Yeah. I'm writing a song about something, yada yada.
Right, some
Rolling
Stone thing. Yeah.
I love Bob Dylan. I think he's one of the best.
Okay.
Even performing wise, like I think he's got just a very unique, interesting perspective about him, and I love his music dearly. But it's kind of funny how all of his songs are honestly like it's like all the same song.
Right.
Like every album he's ever released, it's like the same song. But like it's just Bob Dylan though. So.
Yeah, switch it up here and there, man.
That's right. Well, guys, I do want to mention real fast that you can still call in at 434-394-0924. That is the call-in number. If you have a question for Nick, that's the number you use right there. And you were listening to the Farmville Spotlight live in Farmville. Nick, if you want to get ready to play,
okay, perfect.
I'm down for that. And maybe we can, get into some music. Now, what kind of guitar is that? Because I've never seen a guitar quite like the one you have. It's not made out of wood. It's like is it a sort of...
So this is a lava guitar for musicians out there. It's a little backpack guitar that somebody let me use.
Okay.
When I'm just going out and jamming around. Nothing too special, but it does got itself built-in effects or whatnot, so it does... helps you when you just want to jam out.
Comes in handy, right?
Right, a little small pack thing.
Yeah. And also, by the way, Nick, if you want to stand up and perform or if you want to sit down, feel free to do whatever you'd like. Just get very natural and comfortable. And yeah. If you have to take those out, you can if you want.
Yeah, I want to take these
out. Sure, go for it. Nick is just taking his headphones off real fast while he gets ready to go ahead and rip this guitar in half. Not really, but and he's getting ready. So, Nick, what are you going to play for us first today?
So, the first song, since he loves some Elvis and some Johnny.
Oh, I love me some Johnny and
Elvis.
Elvis
Presley song for you, man.
Okay, thank you.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I say wouldn't be the same, but I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with
you go, Nick. That was a great rendition of that. Love that.
I appreciate it, man.
How long did it take you to learn that one?
2 days.
2 days, really? So
it's just because it kind of has a deeper tone for me. I got that natural, deeper octave range, and so it wasn't that hard. But getting the movements and the right, but not exactly like it. I wanted to put my own kind of twist to it, but everybody knows, hey, that's an Elvis.
Oh, that's definitely an Elvis. So right. Yeah, nice, man. Nice, I like that one. Yeah. And that's a nice guitar. I really hearing it now too. I heard you play this guitar at an open mic we were both at.
Yes.
And also in this room. That's a very nice piece you got there.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice little travel size, perfect for like little stuff like this. I like it.
It is.
Very nice, man.
Comes in great handy, man.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does. Well, do you have some other songs? Do you want to play your original song?
Yeah, let's get into the original.
Okay. What is the title of this song?
This song is called "Sleeping Alone."
Sleeping Alone. And do you have an official release date when you first wrote it? I guess you said 2 years ago.
There's no release date on it. Yeah. I haven't got anything professionally recorded, so all of my originals are unreleased.
Yeah.
But I wrote this song 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, right after I hit the lowest spot in my life.
And before you go ahead and play it, what were some of the things happening 2 years ago during this? I mean, obviously COVID happened.
It was it was a lot. It was COVID, and then I ran into this girl, and it was actually my soulmate, man. Like I really thought she was the one, and she was killed in a very bad car wreck over there in Alberta area, and that really it put me at rock bottom, man. There was no way up for me, and yeah. It was a whole big, depression world for me. Like, there's no even words to describe how you can feel about that. Like, and it's a pain that will never go away. When you lose somebody that close to you, that's something you will always carry. And it's crazy because she would always tell me, if you never quit, I will hear you on the radio one day. And look where I'm at right now.
That's really wow.
So. It was she was really one of my biggest supporters, and man, I miss her. So every time I get a chance to do something, I told myself I wanted to write a song to tell everybody about her life and what she was and what she wanted to do. Then the chorus explains what I went through, how difficult it was for me.
It's beautiful, Nick. Wow, thank you. That's
I hope this song really can relate to somebody.
I'm sure this is a really hard song too to kind of sing, but I like it means a lot to me that you're coming here to perform this, and I mean we're all really excited to hear it.
And this is how I normally would sing. This is not an impression or anything, but I hope it really helps somebody out there that's dealing with depression and anxiety or just loss of a loved one. Man, it's not easy, but look, I've been in your shoes, so listen to the words of this song.
All right, thank you.
You were only 22. You had some girls that I lost to do, and I feel lucky I knew of you. We can work it out this time. I don't got no more tears to cry, and now I'm laying here wondering why I've been sleeping alone. This house ain't my home. I'm laid up in my bed, all up in my head. Now I'm blowing some smoke, and I've been up all night. Get suicide on my mind. Don't know where to go. The pain is all I own, and I'm wondering why. 'Cause I've been sleeping alone. She always talked about living on a beach with the sand and a seagull's view. She dreamed of her children growing up and all the things we would do. But now she's watching everything from above, and everything she ever knew, wishing she could know them, wishing she could take the pain on her own. Because she sees them as just sleeping alone. Oh, 'cause I've been sleeping alone. This house ain't my home. I'm laid up in my bed, all up in my head. Now we blowing some smoke, and I've been up all night. Suicide on my mind. Don't know where to go. Pain is all I own, and I'm wondering why. 'Cause I've been sleeping alone. One day when the kids are on their own, they look at that picture on their wall and think of the person they call their mom. Oh, the one who's there for the first steps, the one to catch them before the fall. And now we're talking, can you hear our call? Is she listening? 'Cause there is no heaven's phone. And I know my mama loves us, and she sees us as just sleeping alone. Oh, 'cause I've been sleeping alone. This house ain't my home. I'm laid up in my bed, all up in my head. Now I'm blowing some smoke, and I've been up all night. Suicide on my mind. Don't know where to go. My pain is all I want, and I'm wondering why. 'Cause I've been sleeping alone. So you're out here, and if you're dealing with depression or loss of a loved one, suicide, man, mental health, please get professional help and do not do what I did. But I hope that song could help somebody else.
Nick, thank you so much for that song. That was just, I mean, no words I could use to describe that. That was beautiful, though, man. That was...
Appreciate it.
It was really like just watching you perform that song was just like a whole experience in of itself. And wow, I mean, that obviously that song comes from a very deep place within inside of you, and obviously just like a lot of emotion used. And I mean that's I'm
more
really
of a feel it song.
Yeah, and I'm really, I mean, it's so unfortunate that, you know, what happened, and obviously, you know, you can't go back, but if you could, it's, you know, it's just like one of those things. It's very, very, it's just a very unfortunate situation.
But it gives me something to fall back on. You know, always look back in your hard times and say, look, I'm here now. I know I can keep on going. Whatever else is going to come my way, just do not quit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Wow. That's great, man.
Well, there goes the mood.
Wow, no, dude, that was honestly, and Nick, that was really. I mean, I've seen several people perform, but that one really that did strike a chord with me. That was really, really just amazing, man. And if anybody has any thoughts on that song or wants to call in and kind of talk, please call in. The phone number is 434-394-0924, and the phone lines are open. So you feel free to give us a call and talk to Nick. If you have any questions for him or anything on the lines of that, feel free. We're going to be here for another 8 minutes or so, something like that. So okay. Nick, I'm not even going to ask you to perform another song because that was, unless if you want to. Do you want to? Okay. That really.
Leave it right there.
Yeah, that's.
If anybody wants to hear more, you can contact me.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, Nick, that was really something, dude. Like, I'm kind of saying the same thing over and over again. I'm just like kind of shocked. Like, I was not expecting that to happen.
And a lot of people don't,
yeah,
because it's not how I talk.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, you hear me doing the Elvis and the Johnny Cash, and that's more my lower mellow settings. You know, but if I really want you to feel something, I'm bringing mine.
I feel like you're ripping into my like body with your. Yeah,
I'm gonna sing it with my heart. And somebody really special in my life taught me when I started about 2 years ago singing wise. He told me, if you're gonna sing a song, sing it from your heart.
Yeah, that's. How do you do that? Do you just think it's like this?
No, it's a lot of ab work up in there. you got to squeeze tight, flex,
yeah.
You know, and you just got to vouch. And you know what I did is I took all that pain and I just started screaming, you know, and yelling. And when I took all that pain and screaming and yelling and came out to that tone, man, it's such a stress relief.
So it's fair to say you have to be in shape to perform some of these songs.
I wouldn't say that, but it definitely helps.
It definitely helps.
Well, especially for the ladies, too.
That's right. Well, Nick, we have a caller, actually, so we're going to take that call now. Hello, caller. You're on the air with Nick Bird.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
This is Dawn, part of his TikTok family.
Hey, Dawn. How you doing?
Good. First of all, I want to tell Nick I'm so proud of him. He's doing amazing, and we love him very much.
Yeah.
And he mentioned who he looked up to, Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley, but I was wondering who he looked up to on the female side.
Yes, female. He looks like, if I had to guess, I would say Carly Simon, but I'm not going to
know who that is.
Oh, man. Okay.
No. If I was going to the female side, it would be Carrie Underwood or Katy Perry. It'd be one of them two. And I'd say Carrie Underwood is because I love the way she sings gospel. Oh, my goodness. So how great that art song, I would definitely say that's what would draw me in. So I would definitely be a Carrie Underwood fan.
Awesome. We love you very much, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you, Dawn. Dawn, did you have any thoughts on that song that Nick just performed, the Sleeping on the Floor? Or Sleeping Alone? Sorry.
Sleeping Alone, yeah. He performs it for us quite often, and we cry every time.
Wow.
It's so heart-wrenching, and, you know, all of it's true. It's from his heart.
Yeah, you can really tell too. Just like seeing Nick perform that song, it's truly just like he's like using his whole body. It's like every part of his body is being squeezed and like a sponge almost, and just like, you know, he's fully raw and out there. It's very, very beautiful and inspiring.
Yeah, I really believe it can help other people out there also.
Well, thank you so much, Donna. I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for all the support. It means a lot.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, caller. Appreciate it. All right, that was it Dawn or Donna?
Yes, Dawn.
Dawn. Okay, this is Dawn calling in to just talk about the female side of the music scene. Yes, I think that is an important. And you said Carrie Underwood, right? Is that correct?
And that was an off topic because I don't ever watch
female
performers at all. But if I was going to go watch somebody, it would be Carrie Underwood.
Yes. Sorry, I thought we just had another caller, but it's not ringing. Caller, if we did not get that call, but if you want to call back, the phone number is 434-394-0924. That's the number to use to call Nick. Oh, there we go.
There it is.
All right. Sometimes you have to say it twice for it to work. All right. So I'm going to take this. Caller, you're on the air with Nick Bird.
Hey, so, Nick, this is Bill from Michigan. Man, I've been listening to you for a long time, and I have never asked you, what is your favorite song?
My favorite song would be Hurricane by Band of Heathens.
All right.
Do you know that one, caller?
I was just wondering. We watch you on TikTok all the time. I was just wondering if what your favorite song was.
Yes, sir. That would be my favorite song, Hurricane by Band of Heathens. I like it the Lane Hardy style, though.
All right, brother. Keep on keeping on.
All right, man. I appreciate you stopping in and calling.
All right. Thank you, caller. Appreciate it. All right. That was, what was it? I didn't catch
Bill.
it. Bill. All right. Thank you, Bill. And I mean, we can take a couple more calls if you guys do want to use the number. 434-394-0924 is the phone number to call in. So Carrie Underwood, though.
Yeah.
Nick, that's kind of surprising.
What?
Well, I mean, not in a bad way. Not in a bad way at all.
Yeah. It's just, she got me when she's saying how great they are.
Yeah, that's that's not the first time I've heard that too. I mean, that was a very, very another kind of one of those performances.
Now, if I was going for looks, it'd be Megan Minori. If I was just going to go watch, just to jam out, have fun.
Yeah. Bang your head a little bit. I guess you don't really do that,
and without getting any trouble, you know.
Yeah.
Me, I can't stay out of trouble.
Oh man, what kind of trouble do you get into, Nick?
You don't even want to know.
Oh, are you serious?
Just the good stuff.
Okay, just the good stuff.
Oh,
the Holy Spirit trouble.
Spirit. Right.
That's right. Yes. Well, I think Nick, I think that's going to conclude our interview. We've been on for about 45 minutes now, so
I appreciate
we do have to run. So much. Nick, any parting words? We'd love to hear them. Or let me ask you this. Then we'll get to the parting words.
Okay.
Any advice for an up-and-coming musician who's kind of starting off like how you did? Maybe grew up in a household where the father was a pastor. Maybe not. Maybe just really is interested in music. Doesn't really have a good group of people to support him in that.
The best advice I can get you is social media nowadays is a very powerful tool. If you can master your TikToks, your social media, Instagram, Facebook, etc., you will definitely get more exposure, and you can learn the ins and outs and the interactions. But that's a head step. A lot of people don't do. Is their social media that's out and about. Okay, that's one thing you can do, but keep your head straight. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't ever quit.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to do stuff you don't want to. You're gonna have to stay out and about, man. And you really got to put the time in. And nothing will come to you freely.
Yeah.
You got to put the work in. Open mics, karaoke's.
Yeah.
Great advice to get yourself booking, especially if you're a face that nobody's seen before in a new act. Karaoke and open mics are the way to go, especially if you're very new in the area. So, that would be the best advice. I'm still learning myself, so if I can give you all that, heads up, man. Y'all stay hard.
All right. That's some very sage advice on how to start into that, into the music scene. Open mics. I love open mics. I find the environment at an open mic just so beautiful and rich too. It's a very rich environment. You have people who are only there to watch the musician. You have drunkards at the bar. You have a couple making out that's not even paying attention to anything that's happening. And it's kind of like everything all at once in one space. And I don't know. It's just a very, very, nothing beats an open mic in my mind. Well, any parting words, Nick, that you want to say, or do you want to plug anything? Feel free to do that if you have anything.
Appreciate you having me, man. It's a great opportunity, man. You're making my dream come true, turning reality into dreams. So
absolutely.
Or dreams into reality. I said that backwards.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
But I really appreciate the opportunity, man. Thank you.
All right, Nick, thank you so much again. This has been the Farmville Spotlight. Wraps up another episode. A huge thanks to today's featured act, Nick Bird. Make sure you check him out on social media as well. Oh, we do have a caller. I feel bad. I feel like we should take it. Let's. This is it, though. I'm so sorry. I was just wrapping up. A caller,
Gotta take the last one, man.
No more callers after this. But caller, you are the last one. Last caller.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you are. Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Yes. Did you have any questions for Nick Bird, the musician that came out today on the Farmville Spotlight?
Okay. No question, but, well, actually, it is a question. We wanted to see if he could play Southern Comfort.
Nick, I'm going to leave that up to you. We still have a couple of minutes left. We have 9.
There's I'm going to have to do some word arranging just because of the language in it, but I could if it's up to him. We got time.
Nick, we have time. It's up to you. Do you want to do it?
Yeah,
I'll be more than happy to.
Of course.
I'll have to. Yeah, I'll do it for you. But it is original song.
Thank you.
Okay.
It is.
Appreciate it, caller. Thank you for calling in.
Absolutely. We love you, Nick.
I love you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
So this would be my bar song that I was telling y'all folks about, but I would definitely going to be doing some words switching around.
Is there anything, is this song anything, or resemble anything like Shaboozey, a tipsy... a little bar
really.
kind of. Okay.
But it gets down like that.
Okay. I like it. I like the sound of that.
All right, I hope y'all enjoyed it. But this song you got called Tennessee Whiskey, and you got Strawberry Wine, Watermelon Moonshine. So this is my song called Comfort Whiskey.
Perfect. All right, and I will say this is going to conclude after you're done singing. We're off the air, so we'll be back next month with another great musician and stories of performances, how they got started. We love doing this here at the Farmville Spotlight. Until then, stay creative and keep that local spirit alive. This is Noah Massarge signing off. Nick, take it away.
So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Comfort Whiskey. Man, I'm tired of waking up every day with a fake smile. Tired of putting on a good show deep down on my style. Everyone says I'm gonna be okay, but I'm going buck freaking wild. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. I got the bottle on my left, my baby's on the right. Nobody's messing with me. And I told you once and I told you twice, but I mean it when I'm drinking on ice. And baby, I shouldn't get behind this wheel and drive. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Comfort Whiskey. It's crazy how life goes. You should have seen me about 2 dang years ago. I had a plan and there was everything to know. Now I'm saying I'm just going with the dang flow. You don't gotta tell me, man, I already know. But some stuff just ain't worth letting go. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Ain't got the bottle on my left, my baby's on the right, and nobody's messing with me. And I told you once and I told you twice, I'm alive, you know, when I'm drinking on ice. And baby, I shouldn't get behind this wheel and drive. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Ain't got the bottle on my left, my baby's on the right, and nobody's messing with me. And I told you once, and I told you twice, I'm alive, you know, when I'm drinking on ice. And baby, I shouldn't get behind this wheel and drive. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Comfort Whiskey. Mama, gotta take these back roads home, all because my dumb self got too drunk and too stoned. And I'm living my life on my best high, so high I can almost touch the dang sky. You live and you die, and life's pretty clarified. Y'all just know I haven't wanted love and dark road. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Got a bottle on my left, my baby's on the right, and nobody's messing with me. And I told you once and I told you twice, I'm alive, you know, when I'm drinking on ice. And baby, I shouldn't get behind this wheel and drive. So pour me another shot of light Southern Comfort Whiskey. Comfort Whiskey to drown out my memories. Comfort Whiskey.
WFLO AM 870 Farmville.
There's a lot of great music out there.
Every day is 1,000